Hi, my name is Lucas. Pretty much wanted to start this, channel just to kind of, document everything I'm doing. Seems pretty interesting to me. I'm sure it's interesting to others. I kind of watched a lot of different, YouTube channels. Kind of get, kind of inspiration from them. So just want to kind of put my stuff out there just to see if I get any kind of traction from it. Pretty much starting this off with a new project. I already have a couple projects going on, but wanted to start recording just for a new project, kind of from the beginning. I picked up a 92 BMW just to kind of mess around with, maybe track stuff, drift stuff. I'm not really sure, but the price was right at $1,700. I kind of needed a four-door car, and it kind of fit the bill. So I kind of fell into it, found it on Craigslist, picked it up, just kind of want to, introduce the car here. I guess I'll just enter this clip now, just kind of show you just a little overview of what it is and where it's at right now. Alright, so here she is. Picked up a 92 325i. Paid $1,700 for it. It had 190,000 miles on it, and it is, paint's messed up. I don't know how you can tell, the clear coat's starting to peel up. It's got a huge dent in the front, a little nose grill. It's got a scrape down the side. I mean, one of the door window motors doesn't work. It's just a real piece. The only thing, it's hard to tell in here. I put an NRG seat in because the driver's seat was torn up and I kept getting shit on my pants. And I put an NRG steering wheel in with just some shitty eBay hub, just because. Pretty much, I guess this is like an introductory video. But yeah, it rides okay. It looks like shit. But yeah, $1,700 can't really ask for much. But that's it, 325 manual. Came from Connecticut, and it's got a bunch of rust, like a lot of rocker rust, things like that. I mean, obviously you could tell interior door panels are kind of just hanging off there. It's pretty rough, but yeah, I guess I'm just gonna kind of document everything I kind of do to this car. So this first video is gonna be just me just showing how I'm going to install these door panel delete cards into the car. More of a step-by-step process of how to do it, just to kind of show just what's involved with it. I didn't go with any kind of fancy ones, just some plain Jane, they were laser cut out of aluminum, and I just showed how to install it. I think it's different for early cars where the window motors kind of stick out from the edges of the door panel themselves. So just showing how I made the template for everything to cut it out. So I guess I'll just insert that clip here now. Alright, so these are my Turtle Laboratories door panel delete plates. The car, when I got it, just had one door panel was in the trunk, and all the other ones are kind of just junky and nasty. I looked up prices for new ones, and they were kind of expensive, and I just wanted to keep it kind of cheap. I got a set of 4 of these for the front and back doors, and they were only $190 shipped. It's already pre-drilled for the holes to mount. It's got the holes cut out for the door handle, and also the driver's side has the side mirror switch for adjustment, so I can kind of keep that in there. The issues I'm running into, I think because my car's an earlier car, early model year, the window motor is kind of different, so I'm gonna have to cut out a small access panel here. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Pretty much all the door panels have these small holes kind of drilled in all around the perimeter to kind of mount it flush to the door itself. Most of the window motors will kind of sit behind this, except for the driver's side. But how I'm going to do it is I'm going to drill a bunch of holes in the door panel itself in the car.
and I'm gonna use these riv nuts just to kind of have a better I guess better fastening than just regular sheet metal screws. I'm just gonna use these just stainless screws I got off Amazon, and some kind of these stainless finishing washers too, to kind of give it just I don't know, just a better look than just regular, just some self tappers into the sheet metal, and it'll make it easier to remove and install when I have to replace a regulator or just a window motor or something like that. So I kind of put all the door panels up on the just up and out of my way. You can kind of see how they're all kind of like frayed up on the corners, pretty bad. Just needed, a lot of the pins were kind of broken off, and they kind of all the back ones kind of flapped when it would like hit a bump. It just make it just a clinging sound. The passenger one was completely off. All the little snap clip spots were all kind of broken off, and the passenger side was just covered in some kind of glue or something that they tried to do to make it, I don't know, I guess to hold down the fabric, because it was peeling up here. You can kind of see how it's peeling up. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's a common thing in BMWs, but it's just, it wasn't worth trying to fix it. And then plus these door panels, it's only, like I said, 190 bucks, so it was easy. So I did some test pieces before of some sheet metal. It's kind of the same thickness as the door itself. I just pre-drilled the holes. I think it was 9/64 or 9/32. Yeah, it's probably 9/32 looking at it. And just kind of played around with the settings on the actual riv nut tool, just to kind of get it to where I kind of wanted it. One thing to note, I guess you have to play with the pull thickness to make sure it's not like, to make sure it's centered within the actual hole. It's hard to see on the first ones, but they're kind of off. And then once I adjusted the tool just a little bit, I kind of got it perfectly centered. That way the actual the rib nut will kind of be centered, the threaded part. What it does is it just pretty much just collapses this. You can see kind of the rivet, the ribbing there. It kind of just collapses it within the metal, just to kind of give it a a firm just location. So pretty much you just have some rivet nuts here, just kind of holding everything together, which makes it simple. So the tool itself, it just has like a little threaded end to it. It kind of just, what you're doing is you're just threading on the actual piece itself, and you get it to where it's just barely sticking out the tip, and that's when that's when you can start kind of working your way out. Then you have it, you put it into the hole that you drill into it. Then once you compress it down, and I'll kind of just use this one as like a sacrificial one to kind of show you. What it does is it just kind of pulls itself in. You can kind of see it pulling itself down, and that's what it does. It just sandwiches itself between the plate and also the little flange edge of it, just to kind of give it just a place to kind of secure itself. So you can kind of make it out that it's just got like the little ribbing just kind of pulled itself, and that way it'll mount to the door itself and provide a good location to kind of drill down. And what I did was I got just like a little stepper bit, unit bit, just kind of make it easier. That way I don't have to worry about drilling a pilot hole, changing the bit, going to the right 9/32 hole. This kind of just makes it easier and quicker, because I counted it. I think I have to do like 52 holes in all 4 doors. So just something to save time, to make everything kind of easier. I just got these at Northern Tool. I think I paid like maybe 12-13 bucks for 3 different sizes. I think it was money well spent. Going to be worth it in the long run. Alright, just kind of show you the steps. I'm just going to go through and kind of do like, I guess, a practice one. I'm just going to center punch a mark where I'm going to drill. Kind of drill down to 9/32 here, just to kind of give an idea of the steps. be 9/32. Let's double check. Alright, kind of fits in there, so let's, alright, what I'm gonna do is thread the piece on the end there. Gonna do another practice run. Get it right at the tip. I'm gonna center it in there. Kind of pull it. All right. Now you can kind of see how it's, it's kind of centered in there, and just kind of show you with a practice bolt what it kind of looks like here. Let's see. Make sure you're kind of able to see it. Pretty tight in there. I'm able to kind of, thread through here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And you just gotta do that 52 times in the car. So this is the door panel, the inner door panel structure of the BMW rear door. I'm gonna start with the rear door first, so I can kind of get a good hang of everything before I do the front doors, because I'll see the fronts more than the rears themselves. Like I said, some kind of gunk was sprayed in there, maybe to help glue things down or something, but it's all over everything. One thing, the rear door doesn't have a spot for a switch. So what I'm gonna kind of do is, undo the zip ties that kind of hold it up there, and just kind of route it on the bottom, along with this, this door switch line right here. I'll kind of keep it out of the way. I got some space here between the window itself, but I'm gonna kind of, hold it up right here, just to kind of, keep it out of the way. Okay, kind of, took it off from here. I have it routed just down along with this other one. I kind of swooped it up, and I kind of just tied it to itself. So now it's kind of, beyond flush with the door, so it shouldn't be in the way. I just kind of loosed it in here. That's why I have all the little strings in there from the zip ties. One thing, you gotta flush cut your zip ties, because that's probably the worst thing in the world. When you get someone who just uses some diagonal cutters and kind of leaves it jagged, and you just cut the shit out of your hand. It's no fun here. So yeah, I'm gonna tidy it up and start mocking up the door panel. Alright, so I kind of just clamp the door panel up on the door itself, kind of in the rough area where it needs to be. I kind of have it centered with the actual door pull itself. The big issue is I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a little bump out in the door itself that for the motor head. So I don't know. That's what's kind of holding it away. You kind of see the gap down there. So I'm not sure if I should clearance the door panel itself. I mean, it is just thin aluminum. Might be easy just to cut a little hole to access it. But other than that, it's kind of, it's pretty good here on the bottom. There's a gap up here where it kind of, comes off and goes into the end. So I might try to maybe just do a little fit and finish or something, just to kind of get it to sit flat. But yeah, you can see it's kind of, just makes it kind of rough to fit in there with that bump out for the motor. Okay, so I went ahead and just did the top four. I just put some riv nuts in the top four, just kind of locate the door panel itself. And try to see about just kind of locating this hump in the motor. Kind of see it better at this angle. So what I did was I cut a piece of the actual cardboard that the door panels came in, and I'm kind of use that as a template when I hang up the door panel, just to kind of see where in relation to those riv nuts, because that's kind of a good way to locate the actual hump I need to cut, because I can't get behind the door panel to kind of trace out the cutout. Okay, so I have the cardboard template. I'm going to use the same mounting holes to kind of hold it in place, so I know exactly where the motor is going to be in, I guess, relation to those three kind of holes. So I'm kind of triangulating it backwards. Kind of made an incision, trying to push on it in that area to see if it leave any kind of mark on the back of the cardboard. Be a lot of taking off, putting it back on, just trying to see, make some initial cuts, kind of see how it'll lay out, and just try to make that cardboard kind of sit flat against the inner door panel area. Okay, so it's kind of a goofy shape I had to cut out. You know, it's got the circle, I guess the gearbox area, the I guess rectangular motor. I had to account for the switch, and then this lower little tab. So hence the weird funky P shape that had to come out. But it's flush now, so I should be able to kind of, you know, keep the door skin, I guess, as close to the panel as I can. The other side kind of looks similar in shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the other panel, kind of eyeball it up. I know the hole locations are mirror images of one another, so I'm going to kind of, I guess, drill and insert the riv nuts on that side, just to kind of see, you know, how the door panel sits. Hopefully that's the only area on that side that kind of interferes with the door panel. And what I'm going to do is, since it's a mirror image, I'm going to take this panel, flip it around, and see how it goes over there. That way I'll have just one cutout, and I'll just cut both the panels mirror images to clear the motor and everything. Okay, so this is the passenger side rear door. Kind of hung my template up. Looks like it's all clear and it's sitting flush. The only thing I notice is the plug for the motor is on one of the sides, and on this side it's in the back corner, but on the driver's side it's in the front corner. So that's why I had to clearance this on the driver's side, but not on the passenger side. So I guess I'll try to remember that for when I cut out the passenger side. I'll just kind of keep this just flush to come up, just to I guess kind of make it easier on myself. I don't have to make this little denting down here, but everything else seems to mount flush. So I guess that's the next thing, is just cutting out this motor opening. Okay, got the panels back in the garage. I kind of used some unused riv nuts to kind of, you know, hold it in place, the template, to kind of draw out what I really need to cut. I may use a plasma cutter to cut this. I think instead of a, I don't know, a grinder or something, because I got to make, you know, this circular cut and a bunch of just like staggered cuts. I may just use the plasma cutter, but we'll see. I'll trace it out and think about it. So I found this old, I guess, angle grinder disc, and it's kind of close to the profile that I need to cut. It's always good to guys go a little over, but I think no matter what, just having a clean circle to kind of guide the plasma cutter is going to make it just look just so much better. And I'm just going to use this piece of angle just to kind of give me straight so I can make these cuts here. Okay, so I kind of have it propped up here so I can make the cut. Forgive the noise, one of the lines is leaking. But pretty much for this, I have just like a straight edge guide to kind of give me just something I can just drag along so I can make a straight cut, because I just don't want it to be raggedy. I mean, even though it is a raggedy BMW, I still kind of want it to look kind of nice on the inside. Alright, kind of just cut out, kept everything straight. You know, the circle's pretty good. It had a little whiskey blip right there. But no, I'm just pretty much gonna probably just take a file, just clean up the edges a little bit, and then gonna go test fit it in the car. Okay, I cut out both, cleaned up the edges, make it so it's not gonna cut you. Here's the driver's side. It's got the little clearance for the switch. Now let's go, I guess, test fit, see if we need anything, and we can finish drilling all the rest of the holes. Okay, so I got the door panel mounted up here. It looks like it's close, but there's like a little end tip on the motor that I didn't account for. So I might just like, I don't know, maybe just like hit it with a flapper wheel or something. I mean, it's just enough. I mean, it's pretty close right now. I think that's pretty much all she broke. I think that's it. I don't think I had any other areas other than back here I gotta account for. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'll kind of mount them up, go around, and then just keep going through and just pull it in tight. Might save this one for last. These three right here. Just these three up here. Get everything mounted in and kind of beat it in with like a rubber mallet or something just to kind of get it to sit flush. But overall, so far so good. I think everything's good here. It's contacting a little there, but it's already, yeah, I want to put it down. It's not really contacting. Yeah, the only piece right there is just right there. It's causing the whole assembly to kind of move. So just clearance that, and it should be good. Okay, so I went, drilled all the other holes, and added the riv nuts. The only thing, 2 of them. This one you can kind of see it hit some kind of structure. I'm guessing something with the door lock. So it stopped there. And also, it looks like some kind of, I guess, member with the latch itself. So I kind of stopped there. So of the, I don't know, what is it, 13 different fasteners, I'm only gonna have 11. I think it's fine. It's not really structural, so it should be fine. Let's see it on there. Okay, so got it all mounted up. Looks pretty good. It's not really much of a tin can or oil can. I can't really make it pop or anything. So all I'm gonna do is add the door pull itself. All right, so for the pulls on the door, I picked up these, like, what are they, 4-piece soft loop tie down straps from Harbor Freight. I think I paid like $3-4 bucks. And pretty much what I'm gonna do for the back is kind of just have like I guess make a loop along the top half of the door panel, just to kind of so you can get your hand in there and close it. Let's see, I kind of got one over here. Yeah, so see, pretty much this is the passenger side, and so pretty much between these two, I'm just gonna just cut and kind of make just like a little pull. That way you can get your hand behind it and actually close the door. Because right now, being that it's so smooth, you have nothing really to grab onto and pull. Okay, so I took a pretty sharp razor blade, kind of cut it in half, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a soldering iron and kind of melt 2 holes on the end, just to kind of, I guess, give it that way when that bolt goes through, it won't start to like tear it on the edges. That soldered and melted edge will kind of act like, I guess, like a reinforcement, like just for like a washer or something, reinforcement for the hole, just so it won't start tearing or anything. Okay, I'm going to kind of show you, I guess, real time how I do this. You want to make sure you use a really shitty soldering iron, or one that you don't really use anymore. I kind of save this just to do, I guess, oddball jobs like this, like burning holes in nylon. So let's just try to get it in the center. Just push until it's through. And then you want to kind of, I guess, roll it around a little bit. Alright, come at it from the back end, kind of, melt it out. It's going to smoke up a little bit. That's alright. Just don't breathe it in. Just don't want cancer. Let's see, I got a little bolt here. Let's see if we can kind of just show. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's good. Should be good for there. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, I guess, melt the other end. Oh, it should be easier on this end because it's only got to go through 2 straps. see how she'll do. Oh yeah, she'll go through. That's perfect. Now we can go back and make those our little door pulls for the back side. Alright, so here it is mounted up. It's a really good pull. It's really on there sturdy. I kind of put the triple end on the outer side, because I kind of figure people are going to be closing the door kind of like this, pulling it towards them, so I kind of give it that little bit of extra strength. If I have issues with it tearing or something, I'll revisit it and maybe add some washers or something, but so far it's looking sharp. Okay, got the passenger side done. It's pretty tough, and also I was able to get the little trim piece to fit on there too, kind of clean it up a little bit. So overall, pretty happy with the back. It's pretty nice. Pretty tough.
So that wraps up this video. Next video, I kind of wanted to show you what I got planned. I picked up some new bushings from Garagistic. I went with the hard track style Delrin pieces, and also got the weld-in reinforcement plates for the lower trailing arm, the actual subframe pockets, and then the rear shock mounts. Got those, so I guess that's going to be the next video. I guess just give me a comment, anything I'm doing good, bad, in the bottom of this video, and I'll definitely read and take your input for everything.